Hello, join me today to do a quick sinking funds review and get some cash back to the bank if we can. Let's get started. Alrighty, welcome back to my channel. I am Kris. If you have not seen any of my other videos, this is Katie's Budgets. It is the end of July, so it is now time for me to kind of take a look at my sinking funds and see how I did on what I saved, what I spent, and get some money back to the bank if I can. I try to put placeholders in if it's $50 or more if I can, just so that I can kind of keep the amount of cash that I actually have sitting at home down to a decent level. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So last month in June, I ended my emergency fund. Hopefully you can see that okay, with 145, and we didn't take anything out of it this time that I know of. So let's see what we ended up with. So we have $100 in the bank, and then we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, and $95. So I should be able to take $50 back to the bank and put a placeholder in. And that should give us, yep, 195. So we added in, because we started with 145, we added in a total of $50. And we are ending with 195. And I'm taking back to the bank $50. And that will go into my high yield account. It always feels so good to be able to put some money back into my high yield and still be saving towards my goals. Alrighty, so that is going back in. We still have 195. Very cool. All right, next one is Christmas. We ended June with $200. And it looks like we added, or should have added, another 100. So we have 1, 2, 250, and 3. So we can take that $100 back, and we're going to put in another placeholder. So at Christmas we added $100. That gave us a total of $300, and I'm going to take back to bank $100. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, the next one is birthdays. That one I didn't have any money left over because I had a birthday in June that I had to spend money for. So we have 20, 40, 45, and 50. So we actually added $50 into that fund this month, leaving us with $50. And I'm going to take that back to the bank. And I'm actually going to put a fully funded slip in because that should be, I think, my last birthday for the year. So we'll put that in there. That's always awesome. Okay. The next one is vet expense. This one kind of went up and down a little bit. I ended the month in June with $139, but then they had a vet appointment. So we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 86, 7, 8, and 9. So it actually went down by $50. And that leaves us with 89. And this one I leave in cash because I like to pay that vet bill in cash if I can. So we're not going to take any of that back to the bank. So we're going to leave that in the envelope for now. Alrighty, and then car maintenance. We ended June with $85. And we had $50 in the bank. 50, 70, 80, 91, and 105. So we added in, what is that? I had 85, we have 105, so we added $20 in. And that gives us 105. And we can take back 20, 30, 40. Well, let's go ahead and do $50 back into the bank on that one. We'll do a placeholder for 50. I'm going to actually slide things up a little bit so I have a little more room. There we go. And I'm also going to be cash condensing as I go here so that I can kind of debulk some of this a little bit. I like to try to keep things as, you know, easy as possible. And actually I can take these 250s and exchange that for 100. That makes more sense. Now we have 105. This also makes my cash stuffing videos a little faster too. All right, and then license plate renewal. So I live in a state where it's quite expensive. It's at least 160. I know they're increasing it this year, so we ended up with 180 this time. So let's see how much we actually added. So we had 100 in the bank, or 50 in the bank. 70, 90, 110, 130, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 80. So I'm going to take back all but 30, I think. So that should be, we added in quite a bit. We actually added $90 in. That's pretty cool. So this is actually fully funded. So I can actually take this back to the bank too. So we will take back, what is that, 130? And I will actually just put in a fully funded slip on that one. That is cool. So that one is fully funded as well. That is awesome. And that means that money that I would normally put into that fund on the next cash stuffing, I actually get to put somewhere else. All right, and then Costco, I ended June with $40. And we now have 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. So we added 10, 50, and I'm going to take that back to the bank and put a placeholder in. Alrighty, so $50. Very cool. All right, and then Canva, I think this one is probably fully funded, but I don't know for sure. So I'm just going to take back what makes sense to take back. So we had ended Canva with, well, that's not right. We had $10 in there at the end of June. And we added 120. So we should have 130. So there's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 30. So we are going to take back $100 and leave 30 in here. So we'll put a $100 placeholder in. My fingers can find one. And these placeholders, honestly, I just got off of Amazon. So not anything too fancy. I know that there's some awesome ones out there on Etsy. And I did some digital download ones too that if I run out of these, I will certainly switch to as well. All right, so now we have 130 staying in. And that takes care of my high priority. So now we're going to move on into my low priority. These are the ones that if I'm able to, I put money into, but it doesn't always happen. So there was $85 last month in for holidays. We added $30. So we should have 115 left. All right, so we've got 50, 70, 91, 10, and 15. So I think I'm going to swap out the $50 placeholder and 50 in cash and put in 100 placeholder. So we're actually putting in 50 back to the bank this time. And that will leave us with 115. Perfect. I don't know why this gives me joy, but it does. It just kind of makes me feel like I'm a little bit more organized and on top of things and know where my money's at. It's probably a little bit of an OCD thing. If you know me personally, you know that that is definitely true. All right, so then the next one is self-care. I ended June with with $85, and I believe I did spend money out of this one this past month. So let's see what we have left. So we have 10 and 15. So that means I spent $70, leaving 15. And we're not sending anything back to the bank on that one. But that's what that fund is for. It's still that I can go and get stuff. I think I got a couple of sweatshirts that I found on sale. So I'm thinking of fall and winter already. So, and then vacation, we ended June with $200. And we added 10 and 20. So we added $20. We've got $220. Don't have anything we can take back to the bank or condense. That's all right. But we're making progress. That's the important thing. My goal is to have at least, $300 to $500 by my vacation in December, because, I'm taking the week before Christmas, so there's all kinds of fun stuff we can do. Budgeting supplies, we ended in June with 20. I spent that 20, as my Etsy purchases will testify. Nothing in there now. And we're not taking anything back to the bank. And then moving fund. We ended with 30, we added 10. So we should have 40, 20, 30, 40. And don't have enough yet to take that back to the bank, so we're going to leave that in there. And then YouTube, we ended June with $20 in there. We added an additional 10, so we have 30. And nothing back to bank. So let me do some quick math and I'll be right back and we'll count up to make sure we know how much is going back to the bank. All right, so I did some really quick math because my brain just is not what it used to be. And if I am right, we should have $580 total that we are taking back to the bank this month. So let's go ahead and get that counted up and make sure that we have the right amount. I sometimes find that this is just as satisfying as when I'm stuffing it into the envelope. So let me get my calculator up here. We have 50, 100 in 50s, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, so 240 in 20s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 110 in 10s. Then we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, and 15. So 115 in 5s. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and $15. Total of $580. So we got where we were supposed to go. No mistakes have been made thus far. All right, guys, so that's me taken care of for another month. That's going to go back to the bank, and we start August with a fresh start. Can't wait to see y'all on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.